Hello, friends, and welcome to your Grow Groups this week. My name is Jessica, and we are so happy to have you as we continue our series, Jesus in Real Life. We've been talking about the I am statements of Jesus and how Jesus used these tangible examples to help us better understand who Jesus was. If you've been a part of our series, you'll notice that some of our questions feel kind of the same. We're trying a practice of using similar questions to examine and learn and grow in different ways in our practices. So this week, we are talking about Jesus as a true vine, and I'm joined by Brandy. How are you doing today?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
So good. I'm so glad that you're here with us. Thank you for sharing your friend with us today.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Anytime.
Oh my goodness. So I'm curious, what is your experience with gardening or growing plants?
Okay, so I love this question because I love to talk about my plants. I wouldn't say that I'm really experienced at it, but it's a fun hobby that I have. So I have lots of house plants. I have lots of office plants. And I have a small garden box that I built a couple of years ago that I just kind of throw random things in the spring and see what happens. But yeah, it's a really fun hobby. So yeah.
It is because you get to watch them grow.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a spiritual meditation, kind of when you get to go outside and just have that time in the garden. It can be very, I don't know, just a really spiritual moment too of meditation and yeah.
I agree. So that's been, oh my gosh, I've only been in love with plants for about a little over a year now. And a part of me wants to write some sort of devotional or reflection on the life lessons I've learned from plants.
Yeah.
Because you learn so much about life and yourself, and I feel like God in the practice of taking care of another living thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think just being in nature, being surrounded by these awesome creations, I don't know, it's just really beautiful, and the all the different kinds of plants and I don't know, all the different ways that they grow. And I just am really fascinated by that. So yeah.
They're so beautiful. I love it. And I love your heart with them. So I'm glad you got to be part of this one. Well, we're talking about Jesus as the true vine this week. And so I'm curious, what do you first think when you hear that Jesus is the true vine?
I really think about just how Jesus is what gives us life, Jesus, when we are rooted in Jesus, that is what gives us life. That's what helps us grow. That's what helps us kind of be sustained in the same way that a vine is for a plant,
Absolutely. I kind of struggle with this one sometimes because it makes sense, but then I still have to pause because it doesn't. And I have to think about, Jesus connects me to God as this root ball. So that we can grow to leaves and fruits. I don't grow a lot of fruiting plants, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have any vining plants?
I have a few. I have one actually that I probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I bought this trellis and I hung it on in our dining room. And there's a hanging basket. I think it's a pothos or something like that. There's a hanging basket and it just kind of has slowly vined through, the trellis in the dining room. It's been really fun to kind of see it grow and progress. But yeah, so.
Yeah, even those last leaves are still getting nourished from the roots when they're staying in that vine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Well then, as we are reading through this text in John chapter 15, the word remain occurs 11 times. So what does it mean to remain or abide in Christ?
When I think of the word remain, I just think of consistency, staying, never wavering. So just continuing to chase after God. Yeah, keep your eyes on the prize. I don't know, just, not faltering, I guess.
Yeah. Abide's a hard word for me.
Yeah.
And so that's when I'm maybe that is where vining language can help me of the staying connected part.
Yeah. I think abide sounds a little more of a demand or I don't know. It comes across as more of, it's not a word that we really use that often. I don't know how to explain it.
You're right. I think it's when you say abide by rules.
Yeah,
that's the only time I
it
use
feels a little more like a demand.
Yes, but remaining in me.
doesn't
Or like
sound
in
as
Jesus.
yeah, it doesn't sound as like not harsh. It's not a harsh word, but remain is kind of like a little gentler, maybe.
Yeah. It almost sounds like a coffee break with Jesus.
Yeah,
Like, make sure, are we checking in? Are we spending our time together regularly?
exactly.
I need to take more coffee breaks with
I
Jesus.
like that. A coffee break with Jesus. It's
Yes.
nice.
And little plants everywhere. Well, as Jesus gave us these really tangible ways to remember him and connect with him, we're trying to think every week of a way that we can continue thinking of Jesus with ordinary moments in life. So this week, how can you remember Jesus every time that you eat a meal?
I think that eating a meal, like remembering Jesus during a meal, is like the easiest way to do it because, most of us we're praying or we're thanking God for that meal every single time that we eat. And so really it's already in a lot of us a practice that we're used to. So yeah, just taking the time to be thankful for, what God is providing for us and yeah, to say your prayers every time.
Absolutely. It's funny. My family, we grew up here at Plotwoods, and there was a prayer they gave us, oh my gosh, like decades ago as a family, and we would pray that every night at our mealtime. And it's so silly how like Plotwoods has remained such a big part of my life all these years. For me, it's recognizing that, I think, substance as we pause to pray for our meals and like receive the energy that the food gives us, like a vine would give us from the root ball, that like nourishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're curious too, if you think of any ways this week, as Jesus is a true vine reminds you in different ways that you can check in on that on the regular, let us know. We'd love to hear those ideas. Oh my gosh. Well, Brandy, thank you so much for being here this week. Thanks for sharing your green heart with plants. I love it. Thank you all for joining us. Continue to pray for one another and care for one another this week. And we can't wait to see you next week as we continue Jesus in real life.